Hello everybody and welcome to Smokestack Gaming. I'm your host, Smokestack, and welcome to part 7 of my Subnautica hardcore playthrough. Unfortunately, I lost another big chunk of gameplay recording where we had gone and explored LifePod 13 and the Degassi habitat at 250 meters in the Mushroom Cave. So in this episode we are going to go and retrace our steps and show you where those locations are, because we had gotten some pretty good stuff from them. But we got a pretty good base going so far. Over by LifePod 13 we did get the vehicle upgrade station, so we were able to customize our Seamoth a little bit. As you can see here, there's our vehicle upgrade station. And we went ahead and changed the name of our Seamoth to the Gerblin. So now we are going to hop in here, and then we're going to head over to LifePod 13, which is to the northwest. But let me turn on the beacon here real quick. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to head off in this direction, and I will see you guys in just a second. Alright, we are here at LifePod 13, kind of in the middle of the Mushroom Forest area. Not a whole lot in the LifePod, just a PDA recording. But right next to this LifePod is a giant mushroom tree. This big guy right here. And this is a pretty big landmark. You know, if you're looking for anything particular, you can usually find this easy and then go from there. So from the top of this big tree, we're going to want to look to the north. There's LifePod 13. So from the big tree, kind of go north, northeast, and we're going to try to find a big chunk of the Aurora wreckage. There's a couple of ways to get into this wreckage. There's a little vent on this side here. There's a hole in the top, and there's also a hole in the bottom. There's a couple doors to cut through. We'll go on through them here. But there's lots of good fragments. You can find battery chargers, power cell chargers. I think there was some propulsion cannon things in here. And right here in this data box is where we got the vehicle upgrade station. But for the most part, that was pretty much it in this wreck. Don't have to worry too much about predators in the area. But now, going to head back. There's the big mushroom tree. There's the wreckage. Not too far apart. So there's the proposed Degassi habitat for 500 meters, but we're going to go back to the 250 meter depth base, and I'll show you around there a little bit. So we'll be right back. Alright, here we are at one of the entrances to the Mushroom Caves. There are, I believe, 3 separate entrances that can be found kind of on the edge of the red grass areas and the creepvine forests. So we'll just head down here. And then we're going to head towards the Degassi habitat. Alright, so we're coming up on the habitat here. We found a few really helpful things around the habitat. We got the piece for the thermal reactor. We also got the last 2 pieces that we needed for the nuclear reactor. And then there was a data box inside, but I think it just had the ultra high capacity oxygen tank in it, which we already had. But what we do know about the Degasi crew so far, they were from a Mongolian ship that was owned by Paul Torgel of the Torgel Mining Corporation, and the only 3 known survivors were Paul, Bart Torgel, his son, and then a mercenary that they hired named Margaret Maida, because I guess space piracy is a thing and they needed some protection. So we found their original base on the floating island. After they crashed their ship on the planet, they set up some bases there, but after a while they ran out of resources, forcing them to move deeper into the ocean. Once they found this cave, there were resources aplenty, but after time, resources ran thin, and with the large predators in the area, their base became damaged, forcing them to move even deeper. So, now we are going to head out of here and head back to our base, but on the next episode, we're going to be going 500 meters deep and checking out the other Degasi base. Alright, now that we're back at our base, the next thing that we're going to want to work on is generating some more power. So we're going to need a thermal plant. We need 5 titanium, 2 magnetite, and an aerogel. Alright, not too far from our base, there's a thermal vent over here. You're going to want to be careful around these. The heat does damage you, but luckily we have a reinforced dive suit, so it won't be too bad. So we're just going to swim down here and find a nice spot to place our thermal generator. And there we go. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to find a spot to put them down. It also helps if you put down like a foundation piece that you can easily set them on top of it. But once we got that built, now we need some power transmitters to connect it to our base. So we'll put the first one here. These power transmitters have a pretty long range, so we'll probably be able to just put one more, and that should do it. Go ahead and put it right about there. And perfect, it's connected. Alright, so it looks like we got a new radio message. We'll play that.
This is Life Pod 2, coordinates attached. We're way past our safe depth and bleeding O2. We'll have to swim for the surface, but it's 500 meters straight up. We'll make for the rendezvous and keep you posted. Out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Alright.
Vital
So that's
signs
500 meters
stabilizing.
down. We're going to have to do some upgrades to our Seamoth before we can dive that deep. So let's get started on that now. We'll see what we need. We need plastisteel, magnetite, and enameled glass. So we need to go stalker teeth hunting. So in the creepvine forest, you'll find a bunch of stalkers. They like to play with the metal salvage, and if you wait around for a little bit, you should see them start losing their teeth. Oh, there's one right there. Perfect. So we will grab this tooth, and we will make some enameled glass.
New blueprint acquired.
Alright, there we go. Now we just need to grab the depth module out of the Gerblin and bring it over to the upgrade station. And here we go. Nice. Now for the Mach 3, we're going to need 3 rubies. I don't have enough of those. Yep, so it looks like we get to go do a little bit of farming. So we're going to go out and start looking for some ruby. First, let's put the upgrade in. Nice, 500 meters deep. That is perfect. Another thing we're going to want to add to our base is a water filtration system. This is going to give us a bunch of fresh water and some salt for crafting stuff. So that's going to come in handy. Alright, now we're out here looking for some rubies. Might not be in the right area. We'll keep looking around. There's a lot of bone sharks in the area. Oh god. Oh, Life Pod 7! Oh, this is awesome. This is probably the best life pod. So, try to get away from some of these bone sharks. Then we will go and explore. Get out of here, you. Got an upgrade in my tank. I'm not scared of you guys. Alright. Oh, you want some too? Oh, come here, buddy. Come here. Yeah, you get out of here. Alright. Awesome. So around Life Pod 7, there's a bunch of decorating stuff. There's some lab equipment. There's a toy car, which is pretty awesome. And then we will grab this PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
I've tried everything. The analysis circuits on the fabricator are fried. Can barely manufacture the most basic of materials. Want a battery? Here, have a children's toy. Need deep-sea diving equipment? Have some lab tech. Hungry? I'll turn that fruit into dust for you. I'm going forward with trial and error. I hit every button here has got to make something useful.
We got the Markiplier doll. This is probably the best thing in game. That is awesome. Alright. So now we'll be able to build a little friend go along on the journey with us. But we need to find some rubies. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I turned on the beacon for Keen's life pod, because we know there's a lot of ruby in these areas. Here's one. A 2. A 3. Alright, now we're back at the base. We can do our upgrade number 3. Awesome. So now we will put that into our sea moth. And now we can go down to 900 meters deep. That is going to be awesome. So the last thing we need is to build our Markiplier doll. Oh, isn't he cute? Hello. Hello, friend. Oh.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back to Subnautica.
Oh, it's his outro song. Oh, it's so good. Well, I'm going to leave this episode here, guys. So thanks for watching, everybody. And until next time, have a good one.